Hello makers and planner friends. Let's do my first week in my new-ish Hemlock and Oak weekly. I've been a very busy girl, so I haven't gotten to play in here yet, but as promised, we're gonna do it together. What week am I trying to do? I think this is this week, and I'm trying to do this week. I am going to just see how this shakes out. This is the week that my partner got me 2 of the Hero Road journal line boxes. So I have a couple photos of the ones I got. I have this from the box that shows the potential selections, the available bear babies. Now, I got this one and this one, but I also really like this one and maybe this one. Oh. Shoot. Will I get more? No one knows. Anyways, this is from the box, and this is from the box, and this is from the bag that they came in, which I have 2. How do I want to do this, friends? First of all, let's get these off here. All right, I think so cutting this out, I'm not going to be able to get all the little loose string bits from this patch, but I can cut it wide enough that you can get the idea. Okay, so we have that. I'm just going to cut that string all the way off. And I haven't tested to see if this tears. It does not. There's a duplicate, still may come in handy. This one's far less wrinkly. Now, I'm still keeping these because they may become a thing. But I think besties. All right, I'm gonna start by cutting out the bear. All right, we have a bear. Now, because half of him is, well, part of him is gone, he'll want to be on this side, which kind of tells us this will be on this side. This may not work, but I'm gonna loosely cut out these letters. So guys, Knox is curled up under the table while I do this. Although he just heard his name, so I ruined that. He's a good boy, buddy. Alrighty, good enough, good enough. So what does that mean for this? Let's just... let's use this. And now you. So some parts of this bag have like a little hole punch. So I'm filling that in with black ink. For the size of my photos, I didn't measure anything. I printed them 4 up on my Canon selfie with borders, but then when I cut them out, I cut the borders off, and they kind of exceed their space, like they creep into the timeline of the next one, but I don't care. I don't care. We aren't even using timelines in this. What if he lives there? What if he lives there? Nope. Here is a wonderful time for my 2 bits of packaging to work out in my favor. I'm figuring this will be like a tip-in. Am I gonna tip this in with washi, or am I gonna tip this in with clear tape? And then I also have this one. Wait for it. Oh, sir. Hey. You're doing the most, friend. Why are you being a rowdy boy? Huh? Why are you being a rowdy boy? Okay. I'm gonna let this dry for a minute, and then I'm gonna cut that back out. It will have this on the back, and I will tape or glue this on the back so that the tip-in, you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, let's just let that sit for a second. Love that for us. But also, I could use another flower, is what I could use. If I had to put on my glasses, this might have been a hell of a lot easier. But I like living on the edge like that. I'm a real risk taker. I've been putting this off. Just not wanting to drag out all the stuff. Maybe not really wanting to film the process, because what if I messed it up? Which could still happen. I'm pretty pleased with it so far, but I haven't done any journaling. But I'm really glad that this is happening right now. That I'm making stuff. I battle a lot of that, like especially with socializing. I get invited to a thing. Maybe I say yes for a change. And then I get a lot of anxiety about it, and I don't want to do it, and should I just cancel? And oh, this is the absolute worst. Inevitably, I always have a good time. And I try to tell myself that as my social anxiety kicks up or whatever, or I can't be bothered. I remind myself that I pretty much always have a good time. Like, especially when it's people I'm rather close to, right? When it's a bunch of strangers, that's much harder for me. But sometimes I even get that way with going and hanging out with, my own sister and our friends and whatever. I just get like, meh. And then I end up having a good time. And now here we are again. I'm being meh, or was being meh. And I'm having a good time. Point being, guys, don't be meh. Go have a good time. Okay, this spot is really bothering me. So I need to find something. Oh, guys, I just had a thought. Oh, wait, I should close this. Do I have actual masking tape handy? You're fine, Noxie, you're fine. I knew I saw some. This feels real good for this project. Like, real good. Oh, this real sticky. Okay. Love it. Love it. And then I can also tip in this guy with it. What's out there, buddy? What's giving you problems? Is there a kitty cat out there? You don't usually growl at the bun-buns. You just hunt them. So perhaps under normal circumstances, I wouldn't tip in something this thick. But because the first half of this book isn't even used, I'm feeling pretty okay with it. The chunk is not going to be as significant as it might be otherwise. Like if I had already done half the year in this. But I feel like I'm gonna get away with some things. All right, that's kind of wrinkly. Kind of wrinkly, friends. That's all right. That's all right. So then we have to glue this one on. What if I did that instead? Like, boop, there's the other one I got. Boop. And but also, boop. Okay, I'm gonna talk this through because that's what some of you want me to do. The reason I'm considering putting the photo on the back of this now is because then you pick up more of this. That's not that important because I have it here, but it might look better than hiding the whole freaking thing. So like, what if Noxie, what are you growling at, friend? Bestie. Executive decision. Executive decision. Because we don't have all day. I'm actually not going to be able to finish this today. Got to move on to something else in a minute. That won't matter to you. I love that that has the 4. If you don't know, 4 is my number. 4 is my number. I'm just gonna pick a spot. Because good Lord already. And then we can do a little bit of you. Ugh, this is really sticky, but it's also really old. Really old, guys. Now, if I was better prepared, I would have some of my other cool, old-looking tapes. What's over there? No, Noxie, not those tapes. Not those ones. All right. So we've done a thing. Yeah, let's just... Now watch me have regrets and be like, so remember when I said I didn't think tipping in something this thick was gonna be a problem? Well, mayhaps I spoke too soon. Well, here, let me... It's gonna be fine. Good job, Noxie, good job. We got us to tip in, friends. We got us to tip in. I'm sorry, Noxie, I'm sorry. I had the absolute nerve. Go lay down. Make good choices, friend. You're doing great. Love everything about it. Oh, it does rip a little. You're doing great, Fran. You're doing great. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. I know, I'm the worst. I'm the absolute worst, bestie. Guys! It's the 27th. I have a 27. Shoot dang. Shoot dang. I cannot be stopped. I cannot be stopped. That is happening. That is absolutely happening. Okay, I love that for me. I love it. And then, what if? Wait for it. Okay, here is a little tip that I picked up somewhere along the way. Your collage pieces need friends, okay? You don't want to leave something like that just by itself. You need to give it a friend. Let's try this friend, right? We don't need no, because there's... Why am I saying no? That's just part of here no. So we could potentially cover that up a bit. So it has a friend, but don't you want more friends? So we were going this way, right? And then we were kind of like, I think we were here-ish. Good enough. Good enough, friends. Good enough. And then this dude. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, you're there now, friend. You are there now. So, I kind of want this. Okay. I still have this dude. Alright, so this has a cleaner edge because of how it fell in the packaging. It was like on a corner. So this has like this frayed edge, this raw edge fabric situation. So I'm inclined to hide the lack of raw edge here. Shit. What am I doing, you might ask? Well, I thought I wanted this lower. No, fuck it. It's fine. It is fine. Will you stick now? I wasn't sure how I felt about this peeking through, but spoiler alert, don't care. I don't want it on this side because there's already one down here. There could be something here. I have my number stamps because we have 27 here. So we maybe ought to call out something else. So this is some scraps that I tore off of, you know, like maybe it's scraps from that got cut off. I am actually gonna glue that down. And then And then hope and pray that that dries and doesn't smear, basically. Yeah. This is one of my grungier washies that have anything resembling these colors. We are layering and layering. All right, so as I make things, I keep my threads in this thread catcher thingy. And I feel compelled to use them. This is why I keep them. So where do I want them? I think I want one here, like so. Why do I want to put them in here? Because there's threads everywhere. Threads. And then we're gonna work off the these are really long ones. So in flower arranging and designing and whatever, there's the rule of 3 or odd numbers or whatever. That's just more visually pleasing to, I think I want this smaller, to the human eye. And that is what we're gonna do. Boy, I really magpie like no other, don't I? And as you know, if you've seen the journal covers I make, I happen to be quite fond of little strings hanging off of places. I also have I don't like that this one is colored in and this one is not. I don't mind that they're different fonts, but I am having a problem with this one not being colored in. I'm using a Sharpie because I don't know if the ink wants to stay on this material. It's somewhat plasticky. Plasticky. Shoot, I don't even know if my glue stick's gonna want to stay, but here we are, friends, here we are. And if this seeps through, since this 4 is on the actual Hemlock and Oak paper, that's fine. It did. Anyways, if I did go back here to backfill for some reason, I'll just make sure I put something there. This is quite thick now that I have both of these there. This is flipping beautifully. This is a hindrance, but it'll be fine. Now you see how I have strings that stick out of my book. Love that for me. Now, also I'd like to say, do not expect this level of fuckery every time I get in this book. You know, it's Monday, I have the day off. We're doing some stuff and we're doing some things. Because I just happen to have this higher level of ephemera than I normally do. Yeah. Manage your expectations, friends. Manage your expectations. I would love it if I could finagle this on a somewhat weekly basis, but I too am going to manage my expectations. Okay. I feel like I'm at a stopping point. I want to figure some more things out. Like, what am I even gonna journal? I have this nice chunk of journal space, and I have this nice chunk of journal space. You know, we'll see what happens here. I don't know if I'll fill in something like that. I don't want there to be what's known as trapped white space. So I'm not sure. Do I have any already? I don't think so. Like, this all goes somewhere, right? This goes up, and this technically, I don't think I do. That's a whole graphic design nerd thing that I don't usually pay attention to because I'm just having a good time. I think that's the culprit. Now watch me fuck everything up. Anyways, trapped white space causes humans to have negative feelings. They may not know why, but it causes tension within a design that makes us feel a certain way, which is fine if you want someone to feel a certain way. But I don't think I want negativity being the go-to feeling here. So I'm just trying to get off some of the thickness of this. that's real angry. That's all right. That is all right. All right. As I was saying, this is journaling space. This is journaling space. I'm not going to journal about every day. Not much happened in the week until like this point. It's fine. It's fine. I could potentially put like a 22 here because this is the 22nd. We don't know. We don't know. I'm going to walk away from it for a while. I find that that's quite helpful when trying to design something or work on a layout. Just walk away and come back with fresh eyes. Since my phone is probably about to die, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to shift to other things I have to do. And then we'll come back to this. Is this all dry? Because I want to close the book. Yes, I think we're good. It's possible I'll journal off camera. And we'll come back and discuss. But, okay. I have done one spread and we are all ready. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. This is an abnormal situation for me. They're not all gonna be like that. All right, I shall return. Okay, friends, this is how it turned out. The sun is really coming through this window. So I apologize for any weird lighting that is happening. This is how it turned out. I ended up putting a date throughout randomly. Okay. I put week 26 here. Did a little bit of journaling. Now I didn't journal about every day. I mostly journaled about the weekend and what Robert and I did and how he gave me these. I wrote which one this is. I put the rainbow here after all. Yeah. I used up a lot of that packaging. I still have this piece that I could put somewhere or throw away. Pretty dang cute though. And then I have a lot of little scrappy bits that I'll probably just throw away. I mean, I might keep bigger pieces for other projects, but the little bits I will probably get rid of. Anyways, that's how she shook out. I probably will have to get a different glue and glue down some bits, but we'll see after the book is closed for a while. We'll see how these tapes are staying down. So we have thread, we have washi, we have like drop cloth fabric, packaging, photos, stamps, lots of layers and goodness. I'm pretty pleased with it. Yeah, that's gonna be all right. That's gonna be all right, friends. That's gonna be all right. I have some bleed through. Oh, first I put 22 up here, and I didn't like it, because then it was 3 dates at the top, but then over here I had here, here, and here. And I wasn't pleased with it. So instead I decided to do this, and I whited out a little bit of the 22 and put this there instead. It's all right. We figure it out. We just, you know what? We have fun. We play. We make changes as necessary. I like my threads hanging out of here. Okay, yeah. Who knows what's gonna happen next, but that's the last week of June. There's also some bleeding here from this too and Woven Woods, but I don't think I'm gonna do anything here. Like, I barely had this book when June was over. Jury's still out on if I will do something here. And then I'm way behind on this, but you know, whatever. The plan here is to just do like a highlight or low light of the day. Either doodle or stickers or lettering or I don't know, but that's not a today problem, friends. That is not a today problem. And then I can also figure something out for this week since it's done. And this is today. So I have more to do. I have much more to do. Maybe I'll film it, maybe I won't. Regardless, I hope you have a wonderful week and go out there and make memories worth keeping.